happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with a brand new PRLostGalaxy2014 review. So continuing my reviews on finishing up Power Rangers in space, we're taking a look at what is likely my last 2-pack for Power Rangers in space in Hasbro's Power Rangers Lightning Collection, inspired by the episode 5 of a kind in the Psycho Ranger saga. So I do have at least TJ as the Blue Space Ranger, and I do have Zane as the Silver Psycho Ranger. So we're taking a look at this versus pack between TJ as the Blue Space Ranger and Zane as the Psycho Silver Ranger, although Silver Psycho was ploy to fuck with the Psycho Rangers. I mean, especially Psycho Blue, and at least I got a new Psycho Ranger figure, at least. That counts something. Now, the figure, well, again, this was been in storage during my summer hiatus, and I ordered it off of Amazon for about like $49.99 because, again, Hasbro is clearing house with all the Power Ranger products they had, just like they did everything else. So getting the figures that they did for In Space. So now again, In Space Blue, I've seen this plenty of times in stores during the Big V, even when I didn't have the money for it. But now I had the money for this, and I managed to finally get a hold of this. So now that I've gotten all 3 2-packs that they did for In Space in the Lightning Collection. First was the Red Ranger and his sister Corone, aka Astronema, back in 2021. And this year I did the Astronema and Ecliptor Amazon exclusive 2-pack, and now leads to this 2-pack. So last month I did the Astronema Ecliptor 2-pack review. This month we're doing Blue Ranger Psycho Silver 2-pack review. You can tell that the box is a little dinged up. As long as the figures are still in good condition, I'm fine. But yeah, you can see some cresses and, you know, tears a little bit on the box. But as long as, again, like I said, as long as the figures are still fine, I don't care about if the box is dinged up and scratched up. So here's the front of the package and what both Blue Rangers look like. I mean, Blue Rangers, dang, I'm thinking about the SPD 2-pack, which I'm trying to get to finish up SPD. You know, TJ on this side, Zane as Psycho Silver on this side, and artwork for, you know, Blue on this side, Psycho Silver on this side, Power Rangers in Space logo on both sides. And I do like the shade of blue on this box with the white. It contrasts with the white. And then here's a figure render before opening the figure. And I do like this figure render too. Probably one of my favorite figure renders for a 2-pack for Power Rangers. With that being said, even though Psycho Silver, Psycho Zane was just a ploy just to mess with the Psycho Rangers, that being said, let's rock it. Okay, now that I got these 2 out of the package, you know, Blue Ranger and Psycho Silver, let's go over all his accessories because, man, Psycho Silver, I was trying to switch his hand out, taking photographs prior to recording this bit of the review, trying to put this hand in to do some photography of him, you know, looking like he's about to zap the Blue Ranger. And even I had difficulty trying to put in his evil version of the Silver Ranger's Super Silverizer in one of his hands, but it just didn't budge. But yeah, I also like this weapon, by the way. And then you got his interchangeable hands for Psycho Silver. You know, this hand where, like with Psycho Red, wait until I get the other Psycho Rangers I'll ever do later. And a bald fist. And then TJ's interchangeable hands with a karate chop hand. So, okay, so he was another Space Ranger with a karate chop hand in the collection. But it's for the left hand, not the right. And then a bald fist for him, too. So, got those hands. And then lightning effect piece. Even though we've seen this a bunch of times, all you just do is just put this on the tip of TJ's Astro Axe, and you're really... So, got this lightning effect piece. Even though I've seen this a bunch of times, I have enough of these. Then, let's take a look at TJ's Astro Blaster. Just like the same with the others. Nothing different, though. Not that I need to take note of. So, not much is different on both sides of the blaster, and just put it in the holster just like the rest. And we'll go over him in a moment after I go over the heads for TJ and Zane. So we have civilian heads for TJ and Zane, you know, based on the likenesses for Sulin Ward and Justin Nemo, respectively, who played Zane and TJ. And I say that, you know, even though I may have one figure of TJ as the Blue Space Ranger, this is a good enough head sculpt. Wait until when I get Red Turbo to put on, you know, that for, so even though Red Turbo is TJ and Blue in Space is TJ, so I thought, all right, let's stick with that because I do like the way how they did his likeness very well, too. Justin Nemo is Zane's likeness for this figure's not bad, even though it's supposed to be Zane when he's all mad and stuff. And he's supposed to be, like, evil and stuff. But again, Psycho Silver was only just a ploy just to mess with the Psycho Rangers and get through them and just mess with them, basically. and 5 of a kind and all, based on that particular episode. But don't worry, wait until I go over Zane as the Silver Ranger next and last. Okay, I don't even know where to start with this, who I should start first to go over who has the best looking figure in this 2-pack. Even though most people will probably go for the Psycho Silver Ranger, because I understand you want to finish up the Psycho Rangers, there you go, you got this. And if you want to get the green Psycho Ranger, just go somewhere on eBay or wherever he's available somewhere low. And, okay, so I'm thinking about, let's do Psycho Silver first, because this is the first Psycho Ranger from Hasbro I got in 5 years, man. 5 years since I last had a Psycho Ranger in my Power Rangers Lightning collection. Ever since I got the Red Space, the Psycho Red Ranger Lost Galaxy Red 2-pack back in 2020. So this is the first one in 5 freaking years. And again, until I also get a proper blue Psycho Ranger figure from Hasbro proper, the GameStop exclusive one, I'll take a look at that. And whenever I do get that 5-pack of the Psycho Rangers, whenever I do. So yeah, Psycho Silver looks great, and I like the shade of silver. Nice use of metallic finish for him too, so that's great. And then the detail like what we see on the other Psycho Rangers on Psycho Silver, so not much is different. So we'll go over his articulation after I go over blue, and I just have him posing like that just because. And now let's take a look at TJ as the Blue Space Ranger. Now that the core group of In Space is complete, I love the shade of blue on TJ as the Blue Ranger. It's perfect. It's a perfect shade of blue to go with the rest of the group. And at least the color squares is on point with him, just like for the others, save for Cassie. And I really like the way how they did a good job on the blue, the white areas over his suit as well. So it's really fantastic that they really did a good job on him. It's impressive that Hasbro did really good on half of the Space Rangers. And again, I know, save for Cassie. I think the only imperfection, if I'm trying to find it, the only imperfection is probably that little silver, that gold bit around the visor, where where the team's logo is on top of the visor, and it's way a little smaller than usual. I think when compared to the other ones, no, actually they're always been like that. I can't think of any problems. Well, there's some maybe there's some smudge of paint on the butterfly joint areas of the arms, and that's probably about that, I guess. I'm trying to think of some other issues that may be wrong with the figure. I mean, the rest of the figure is fine, but just this little smudge of paint, and then how small they did the little team logo and symbol on the helmet of the blue helmet. So yeah, I think it's really solid and perfect. I mean, nothing wrong there, but just really by that standard, I don't understand why they couldn't. Well, actually, again, it was just on point. And I really like it. Now that the team is, In Space is complete, wait until I finish the Psycho Rangers. If I ever get around finishing that group. If I ever go around finish. Okay, on to Psycho Silver's articulation. Okay, turn his head around, do what Psycho Red did to scare Leo off into the 10th power. Butterfly joints. Yeah, you can spread that around because, knowing the Psycho Rangers and their chest areas. And you can't tilt Psycho Silver's head all that much, so that's as far as you can go. But you can move the upper chest area and the abdomen. The abdomen crunch is good on Psycho Silver, so that counts something. Then his elbow crunches is really spot on, very spot on both arms. I did have some problems switching out the hands, especially the hand when Psycho Silver wants to zap any of the Rangers. This hand in particular. But it was very difficult on the first go before filming this part of the review. But also parts of his suit was stabbing me. Come on, man. And then let's see about the leg movement. So his leg movement is good. No problems there on the legs. Well, save for the knee crunch. We'll get to that one. Man, it seems a little sharp on Silver. Like some of the sculpting on him is a little too sharp. And it's just stabbing me in the fingers. So here's his knee crunch, articulate point, and then the knee crunch on this leg. So Psycho Silver plays well. Ankle pivot on this leg. Ow. And then ankle pivot on this leg. And there you go. So no QC issues I can think of for Psycho Silver. But again, he's a good figure, but put him away. We'll save him for whenever I do get the other Psycho Rangers. Now let's take a look at TJ as the Blue Ranger. Take his Astro X out, and then take a look at him with his Astro Blaster in hand. Should have took a photo earlier though. Whoops! And it was about this. It was just slipping out of my hand. I know it was slipping. It slipped out of my. And then we have, you know, him with the Astro Blaster in hand, just like this. And there you go. And now we take a look at his articulation and how he plays. So you can turn his head around all directions. Tilt his head up and down. Butterfly joints is good. Real good on this figure. Also some smudge of white paint when they did the butterfly joint on that one right here. And over, well, not much here, but just on this one. Then we get to abdomen crunch. His abdomen crunch is just like this. Then we do butterfly joints. His butterfly joints is really good, really good, really good. This is yet another solid 2-pack figure, figure 2-pack for Power Rangers that I've gotten from Hasbro. And okay, then we got that. And then his legs can move well, very good. And then do knee crunch. Trying to do knee crunch. Okay, you got the knee crunch for this. And then you got knee crunch for this leg, and that is fine and dandy. But although it's a little stiff, it's still stiff on the joints. And then his ankle pivots. All right, so that's it for the Blue Space Ranger and Psycho Silver. Now, in terms of people wondering, will this be the only Blue Space Ranger release? Because I know that they did that solo one where he was on the Galaxy Glider, and I'm like, nah, I'll pass on getting the Galaxy Glider release of the Blue Space Ranger, because it feels like I'm paying more for the same character when I'm better off just sticking to just one of each, because it feels like, you know, it was no different when I had to buy Lost Galaxy Red 2 times just to get the Quasar Saber, and then a new Leo head, Quasar Launcher and stuff, and several other Rangers I'll do later that have like been released twice just to get most everything, because Hasbro, it seemed as though that while Hasbro was doing all right with the Lightning Collection on the first few years, they almost got everything, but they just felt like for a second try, because, you know, certain figures had certain exclusivity deals and stuff going on, they really should have had everything complete instead, because they figured that if they put everything for each character, they would have to pay more. And yeah, just because that's what we don't want to do, because they don't want to, you know, have us spending as much. So the core group of Power Rangers in space is complete, as you can see, and now that the entire group is done, now we got TJ, Cassie, Andros, Ashley, and Carlos together. That now leaves Zane, Survival of the Silver. I'm really impressed that it took me this long to finish up the Space Rangers. It took me this long to finish the group. Well, the team's not done yet until when I get around Zane, because I'm just happy that I finally finished a team of Power Rangers in the Lightning Collection, not Mighty Morphin. Even though I've already finished the Core 5 Mighty Morphin, I just got, again, one more Tommy to go. And then that's complete. And then I got to finish up Rangers like Dino Thunder. And I'm still one Ranger for B Squad SPD down until I get all of A Squad. And then also all 6 Dino Charge Rangers. So I'm almost halfway finished with a lot of Hasbro's Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures that were released thus far. But again, Power Rangers in space, the core group is complete. I got the Silver Ranger, which is next. Well, there's 2 figures of him I got to go over tomorrow. So his main figure, which is a Walgreens exclusive, and then his deluxe cycle release, which I think was the peg warmer of the bunch. The biggest peg warmer of In Space in the Lightning Collection. So that's it for my review on the Blue Space Ranger Psycho Silver 2-pack. Core group of Power Rangers in space is complete. And that's about it until, last but not least, the Silver Ranger. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time.